Hello, everybody. My name is Precious, and welcome to my channel. Let's talk with Precious. So today I'll be doing a Peruvian food mukbang, which will be by the company called Viva Chicken. Now, when I used to work at the doctor's office, and they used to give us like catered lunch, there was some drug reps that had came in that time that introduced Viva Chicken to us. Viva Chicken was out of town at the time, like in Charlotte or Greensboro. And so what they did, they went ahead and just gave us, a dinner of the food and whatnot. And so that's just pretty much what they had. Now I do remember I had some quinoa rice with chicken and like stuffed avocados. It was really good, and and I'll never forget the taste. And that was actually my first time eating Peruvian food. I love international food, honestly, more than I like American, because I just like the flavors and the different tastes that you get out of it. So, as I'm eating the food, I'm going to show you guys the container that's coming in. I ordered this with DoorDash because I did not want to get out the house and go out in the rain because it's raining here and get anything to eat, so I had it delivered. So I got this from DoorDash, and the name of the company is called Viva Chicken, and they're known for their Peruvian rotisserie. So that's what you're going to see here: Viva Chicken, Peruvian rotisserie joint, and that's what they're known for. So what I got was this dish called, I'm gonna look at the receipt so I don't butcher it up. It's called arroz chaufa, and this is pretty much a rice dish. Oh, I said a rice. It's pretty much a rice dish, and as you can see, it has like green onions in it with egg and tomatoes and peas. To be honest, it tastes like, hey, forecast. To be honest, it tastes like Chinese rice. I've had this before because once I had it catered at my job I previously worked at, I had it again when they opened up a restaurant here in Winston, and I've loved it ever since. So yeah, this is the arroz chaufa, which is the rice dish that they have, and this is a side dish. So I'm gonna eat it. Ooh, it's good. So the way that the taste is not too greasy, nor is it too oily, but it has just the right type of flavor in it. It's not spicy, nor is it bland. You really taste like a mix of the grease and the vegetables as along with the egg, and it's just as good. As far as it being salty, you taste a little salt in it, but not too much. And it does have red onions in it because that's what I'm eating right now. So if you guys want to know what all the vegetables are in it, there is green onions, tomatoes, egg, peas, and red onions. I love red onions. The only thing I don't like about red onions is that when you eat it, it leaves a really strong taste in your mouth. So yeah, this is pretty much all I'm going to eat for right now because I really don't want to eat up all this rice in front of the camera and move on to the next thing. So the next thing that I ordered was a dark meat, 1/4 piece of rotisserie chicken. The thing I like about this place is that you can order whole rotisserie chicken pieces instead of just like half or like 1/4. So this is the delivery box that it comes in. which is really professional. I like how this is made because I've never seen it made like this before. And the other side that I got was called the Sotorito salad. The Sotorito salad is pretty much a feta cheese bean salad, and it has the juice and the peppers and the lima beans, as well as tomatoes and other stuff and other vegetables in it. It is spicy, so I will say that it is spicy. But if you don't like spicy food, then I would say that this maybe is not the right thing for you because, like I said, it's healthy and it has a lot of flavor and stuff packed in it because you have the cilantro, which does add a little kick to your food. Then you have the beans. Ooh, and this is juicy too coming out of this thing, so I don't take it out too much. So I'm going to open it up. So yeah, as you can see, there's lima beans inside, feta cheese, and when you order, you can't tell them to take the feta cheese out of it. There's tomatoes, cilantro, red onions, and I think green onions are in this as well. There's no rice; it's just strictly vegetables. So this is called a sotorito salad. There's feta cheese, lima beans, as well as I see some white lima beans in there as well as tomatoes, cilantro, and red onions in this as well. And I will say that this is good, it's nutritious, and it will fill you up. The thing about Viva chicken food is that it's it's not 100% healthy, but it's natural. You can tell it's natural by the way it's made and by the way it tastes. But this food will fill you up because I got an extra side with mine. Because I got the Sotorito salad as well as the chicken. And this is a chicken piece on the inside. And I ordered some yuca fries with it. Yuca fries are really good. And this is what yuca looks like. Yuca is pretty much a root vegetable. It looks like a tree bark. But the way that you cook it is you have to take a big chopping knife and slice it in half and then have like a pretty white fleshy look to it. Then you have to put it in water. You have to take the bark and stuff off of it, of course. Then once you shave all of that off, you can either fry it, bake it, or boil it. I cooked it myself when I made some Dominican sancocho, and it was alright. It needed a little bit more flavor and whatnot in it, but I liked it. And so that's pretty much what I got was yuca, the yuca fry. And they give you a couple in here. Give you about one, two, three, four. There is a Salvadoran place in Winston called El Triunfo, and they have good yuca fries, and they give you about half a box of them. So they just give you a little bit to go along with your chicken. And so since this is a mukbang, I've already had my rice, so now I'm gonna eat this salad in front of y'all. And when you order with DoorDash, and I like DoorDash, I kind of like them a lot better than Uber Eats. Uber Eats, they just have the fast food options, but not so much as the like dinner table sit down options. And I'm a sit down eat type person. I love McDonald's and whatnot, but I need some like food every now and then. So yeah, I'm gonna eat this. Gonna get some lima beans and cheese and try it. Mm. The feta cheese does give it a nice taste. It gives it a little bit of a sour taste because it is cheese. But with the vegetables, it's a really good add on. You do taste the red onions in it. Red onions are really strong. And when you let that juice seep through anything that you put it on, whether it's a lot, sometimes it's a little bit, it's going to give you that kapow taste to it. Now, there are tomatoes, but I do think this is like a sliver of a pepper. There's a real big, bright slice of veggie right here. Almost fell off. Yeah, I think that's a pepper. So, beans taste pretty good as well as the cheese. The cheese does give it a buttery taste too. But I will say overall, it has like a nice spring salad taste to it with the sourness with the cheese. But it does have a buttery taste to it as well. So I say it's like a buttery sour cheese veggie taste. Mm, okay. Now spiciness is kicking in. There is some juice in this as well. And that's where the spiciness is coming in as well. Mm, about to make my eyes water a little bit. I love spicy food. Hey, Tiana. I love spicy food because it's really good and really tasty. But I like spicy food because it does clear out the sinuses. So it does help out a little bit when you have cold. Sometimes when you have a cold and you're congested, spiciness is a no-go because that spiciness will make your congestion a whole lot worse. And when you sneeze and cough, you feel like you sneezing and coughing mucus and a fireball at the same time. So yeah, this is really good. So now I'm gonna move on to our yuca, and I did get some sauce. Now where's the receipt? The sauce says I got some huacate sauce. I should have told them to put two in there because if I'd known I was gonna get this little bit, y'all know I like sauce when I eat my food. Because if I would have known I was gonna get this little bit of sauce, I would have got two, and they wouldn't have charged me either for it. But yeah, this is a huacate sauce. When you go to Viva Chicken, a lot of the foods as well as the drinks that they have do have a lot of seasonings and herbs in it, and it's representative of the culture because when it comes to Latin culture and Latin food, there's a lot of season, a lot of flavor, a lot of kick, a lot of punch, as well as sweetness, saltiness, and just a ton of different flavors. So if you're a flavor type of person or a flavorful person, then Latin food is the way to go for you because you'll enjoy it. So now we're going to try this huacate sauce with our yuca fry. I've had a lot of their sauces at Viva Chicken. I can't remember if this is spicy or not. No, no, not spicy. This is good. It almost tastes like a cheese stick. Now with yuca root, when it's fried like this in the fry form, it tastes depending on who cooks it. Because when I eat yuca fries at the Salvadoran restaurant I was telling y'all about called El Triunfo, they do taste like French fries, the potato kind. But with these, I don't know if it's the type of yuca they use or the way they cook it, but it tastes almost like a potato and cheese stick. Now with this herbal sauce, I don't want to say this is a good pairing with this and this because this has like the lime, avocado, cilantro taste to it. So I think this would be better off putting it in chicken, making this a chicken dip. But they have a yellow sauce, which I think is a little sweeter. So with the sweet, cheesy potato taste, I think that will go well in this. So I'm gonna dip this one more time. And now we're gonna put this down. So in a way, it's a good thing that I didn't get two of these, since I'm not gonna be dipping it that much with my yuca fries. And now we're moving on to the chicken. This is our lovely piece of Peruvian style chicken. I got the dark meat kind. I honestly don't know the difference between dark meat and white meat. I do know they charge you more for white meat than dark, so I just see it as chicken. That's all. But their rotisserie chicken is really good, really flavorful and seasonal. And the meat or the flesh, it has a regular rotisserie chicken taste to it. So that's all there is. It has a little smoky taste to it. It's real smoky flavor, but I think most of the flavoring is in the skin. So let's try the skin. Mm, mm. I want to say with the chicken, unless you like light seasoned, smoky tasted rotisserie chicken, and you can eat it by itself. But, and this is for me, it would taste a lot better if it had a little sauce on it or a little bit more seasoning or some type of seasoning on it that was a mix of spicy and sweet or maybe smoky and sweet. But that's just me. Mm, I'm about to eat a bone. We're gonna be talking on here with y'all and be about to choke to death. So last but not least, we got and shout out to my DoorDash deliverer. She was really nice and really professional, but she was safe too because she came to the door with gloves and a mask on. So she was prepared. I myself, since I wanted to dress up today and look better than I usually do when I come to the door, I forgot all about my gloves and my mask, but I did sanitize my hands twice before eating it. So I'm safe. And so as far as a drink that I bought, it's called Herbal Limeade. So it's a mix of lime and different herbs. Ooh, okay, I'm back. As far as the lime taste in it, it's not really strong, but this has a really smooth and sweet and herbal taste to it. I don't know the types of herbs that they use in it from memory, but I would say this is a good drink to drink if you want to calm your nerves or be put in like a settling mood, or even if you're about to go to sleep, whether it be at night or during the day to take a nap, this would be the drink to drink because, like I said, it has a really smooth, suave taste to it. It's not heavy, and you could tell it doesn't have a whole lot of sweeteners or anything like that. It's very natural, but it will make you full. So it'll make you feel good and make you feel really mellow when you're drinking it, but you will get full from drinking this. So yeah, the only thing I hate was that they didn't have my dessert that I wanted. So the first time I went there in person, I got these cookies, and I think they are called. What are those little cookies called? Because I had some in Miami too. They are called. They're like shortbread cookies, and they have powdered sugar sprinkled on them, and in the middle they have dulce de leche. So let's see what these cookies are called. Dulce de leche cookies, and I love dulce de leche, y'all, because I even have the la lechera dulce de leche squirt bottles in my refrigerator, and that's all I use on my pancakes. I don't even use syrup anymore. I just use dulce de leche. So dulce de leche cookies, what are they called? I've heard that it's mainly a South American cookie because when I was in Miami, because when I was in Miami, Miami is predominantly Cuban, but they do have, a Venezuelan and Colombian, as well as other Latin populations that are there. So when you go to the Cuban restaurants, you won't be able to find them that much. When you go to like the Colombian or the other Latin places, Latin restaurants, you'll be able to find them. Alfajores, that's what they're called. Alfajores. So yeah, the last time I went there, no, I don't use syrup on my pancakes when I make them myself. Now, when I get them from IHOP, which I won't do again, when I get them from IHOP or Waffle House, I will use syrup. But it's something about fast food pancakes I can't eat anymore. I don't know if it's the batter or the grease or the ingredients that they use, but it's like whenever I eat a stack of pancakes, whether it's from IHOP or Waffle House, I can get halfway through the stack and I feel like I'm just about to throw up the rest of it because I don't know. It's just something in the batter. But anyways, when I do make pancakes here at home, I use dulce de leche instead of syrup because the dulce de leche I feel like is sweet enough and it's I mean it's syrup, it's cream, whatever you want to call it, but that's just what I prefer. I prefer dulce de leche over the syrup because it just gives me that right amount of flavor and just right amount of goodness in my pancakes. So that's what I like to use. So yeah, the cookies are called alfajores. The first time I went to Viva Chicken in person, they had alfajores there and they had four of them. They were about this small and they came in like a cookie container. I ate all of them. They were so good. But yeah, and then the second time I had them was when I went to Miami and my friend who lives in Miami that I went with, he's here with me. Tell me if you remember if it was a Colombian restaurant that we went to or it was a Colombian restaurant that we went to when we had them because I remember you and your brother wanted to show me where the best Colombian empanadas were and we went to that shop in there and they had the empanadas and then they had like the little cup of alfajores because it came with like six of them in there because it was three of us in the car. So I ate two, you ate two, and your brother ate two. Yeah, that's where we got them from. And so yeah, the alfajores are really good. So what alfajores are, they're like quarter size, depending on who make them. Because some people make them either quarter size or dollar corn size. So they usually about this small or maybe this big and they're short. It's made with shortbread dough, and it's sprinkled with powdered sugar. And the filling on the inside is dulce de leche, and they're really good. And the thing I like about the alfajores is that they don't have a heavy sweet taste. Y'all know how y'all eat those cream filled cookies sometimes, and they just have like that heavy cream filling in it. But with these, due to the shortbread and the sugar being so light, and the shortbread cookie itself being a little doughy, not too doughy, but doughy just enough for it to just really be a chew instead of a crunch. That helps out with the taste too, and then with the dulce de leche in the middle, it just brings it all together and it makes it easy and smooth to go down. So that's what they had, but unfortunately on DoorDash they didn't offer alfajores. So that's why I didn't get a dessert. They had churros. I like churros, but not that much. Even if I have dulce de leche or chocolate to dip it in. And then they had the tres leches cake. To those of you who don't know what tres leches cake is, tres leches cake is pretty much a, I want to say a sponge cake where they use about three different milks. And when you're making it, you just pour it and pour it and pour it and pour it until the cake soaks it up. And then the icing will usually be whipped cream or meringue. And some people they'll put cherries and stuff on top. Some people won't put nothing on top. And once it's done baking and whatever, you get a good slice of it and you put it on the plate. Milk and stuff will ooze out of it. But when you eat it, I've had some good, nasty, and delicious dulce de leche cakes. Viva Chicken has the best dulce de leche cake because they use the la lechera uh, condensed milk. I know this because I've cooked with this type of milk a lot of times when I made like my flans or my other types of cakes. So they use like the la lechera condensed milk. And when you get your slice, the slice cake is really fluffy and spongy, not too spongy, but it's just the right texture and it is moist and they give you like a good layer of icing on the top. And then at the bottom, it has like that thick, not dulce de leche, the thick condensed milk on the bottom. And it's not the runny kind, it's like the thick, juicy kind. So when you eat your cake, you know, the milk and stuff will stick to it as you're eating it, and it'll give it that extra sweetness. Colombia's got the best empanadas. We tried after we was done filming. Cause yeah. I was thinking about the storage unit too. Yeah, I do remember that. So yeah, they did have a really good empanada. And we had some in Little Havana too that was good. You remember when we were waiting on your brother to come and pick us up and I got hungry and I wanted something to eat and I just wanted to go ahead and stop at that little place. I really hope, and that's the thing that I hate about this quarantine, Miami has like the best eateries you can ever go to, especially the Cuban ones. The flavor is really natural and tropical. And to me, in my opinion, even though Cubans do eat pork as well as other things that would be considered, you know, hearty or heart clogging, it's still good because even when I was eating it down there, I felt like I didn't eat anything. And it didn't give me like that fast food type of feeling. You know, we eat fast food, you eat like 100 different things on the menu at one time, and you still feel like you ain't ate nothing. But then you'll be paying for about an hour later when you have heartburn, got to run to the bathroom. But it didn't give me that feeling, and I felt healthy and light and everything. So I loved it. And the thing that I hate about this quarantine and this virus, I really hope that those businesses didn't suffer that much where they would have to close down and you know other fast food places moving in and taking all the culture and ooh by not my box over taking all the culture and whatnot from Little Havana because that food was good. I've had different types of empanadas. Now empanadas, I don't know the difference between Colombian, Venezuelan, Mexican. The first time I had an empanada was at Harris Teeter. I bought a frozen one and it had cheese and spinach in it. It was alright, but not the best. Then I went to an international festival that I volunteered at in Winston, and there was a lady there with her daughter where they had empanadas, and they were spinach and cheese too, and hers tastes a lot better because it had a buttery, cheesy taste to it. So that's what I like. And then when I went to Miami, and me and my friend who went to Little Havana, and we started eating like the different empanadas there. The thing I liked was that they were a lot bigger. That's what I like. I hate how when you go to places, especially to cultural functions and events and festivals, they want you to pay $3 or $4 for an empanada that's about that big, which in my opinion should maybe be $1.50 or $2 at the most. But the thing I liked about Little Havana was that they had those really big, juicy. And if they wasn't juicy, they were just worth the money that you paid for. And so they would be about this big, and you could just eat one and be good. So those are the types of empanadas that I like. And I've noticed Jamaican restaurants, they do that too with Jamaican beef patties. Because there's one Jamaican place in Winston I used to go to. Now the beef patties that I get are the ones that you get from Golden Crust. I didn't even know we had Golden Crust restaurants in North Carolina, because in Charlotte they got a ton of them. The Golden Crust ones that you get from the dollar store, good. I like the spicy ones. the beef ones and the veggie ones. I can't remember how the veggie ones taste. Then Walmart, they used to have their own brand. I don't know because I don't get them like I used to. They had the spicy beef kind and they had the cheesy beef kind that you could get, which was what I liked. But there was this one Jamaican place in Winston I used to go to that had Jamaican beef patties, and they were hard to put any meat in. And I think you had to pay $6 for two, and they would be full of the pastry. You would get enough pastry, but it'd be like a slither of meat in it. And I know people want to save money and save food, and they don't want to give you too much or more than what they have. But give me something, because I don't travel all the way down to your restaurant just to get a pinch and a sprinkle and a fistful of food. Because if you want people to feed into your business and eat your food and whatnot, give them enough to be full and give them enough to be satisfied. And it don't even have to be enough for 5 or 6 people like the Chinese restaurants do when you pay only $5, $6 for one meal and you got enough to feed a whole family in one order. But you don't have to give people that much food, but just give them enough to be satisfied. So I hope you all enjoyed this mukbang. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section, and have a good day.